Hi, it's Jamie here, and I've got a little kaleidoscope of some of my best marketing ideas that I've put together in this Camtasia program for you. It takes about 10 or 12 minutes, but it's got enough information in here to make you hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hope you enjoy. Hi. Now, something that's really neat to have in your surgery is a real distraction for patients. Now, it might be a really nice picture of your family on the wall or your dog or something like that. They're often quite good. But also have something a bit unusual. This is something I have. It's actually an Aboriginal grain stick. And it's actually the inside of a cactus. And when you actually turn it upside down, it makes a lovely little sound like rain. It's really quite neat, and it's quite a talking point. And patients really love it when they come in. And it's got a few little non-Aboriginal things on there, I might add. But it's really just something of interest. It's from the inside of a cactus. It's the actual seed inside the cactus stick which is causing the sound. So something a little bit unusual, a talking point, just to make your patients feel at ease. Hi, Jamie here, and let me give you a clever little hint on how to help people who suffer from pain in the dental chair. One of the biggest problems is they can have pain and you don't know that they're having pain. So try this. It's just a tiny little squeaky toy, and all you have to do if they feel anything at all is give a little squeak. Hey, bingo, you've got a communication channel back to you. The patient's suddenly in control and feel that they can tell you if they've got a problem. So, buy one of those, it costs about $2, and you'll make many, many friends for the rest of your life. Thanks. Alright, and here's another real quickie. To really save you a heap of time during the day writing up all your notes, and to make sure you're totally legally covered, make sure you use the hotkeys on your computer. For instance, let's try this. Now I put in only 3 letters here, and just by pushing spacebar, all of a sudden it fills up all the information we need on what's going to happen on that particular appointment and what we need to cover ourselves legally. It saves you heaps of time every day, probably about 3/4 of an hour, and you can go and do something else more productive, or earn more money, or go and have a round of golf. Catch you soon. A really neat way to increase your productivity by 30 to 40% is to operate with 2 nurses. You will be absolutely staggered at the extra amount of time that you can save by using 2 nurses in the room at one time. They're just tiny little things, but they all add up to a lot. And if you can increase your productivity by 30-40%, gee, why wouldn't you pay the extra nurses' wages? It's really, really valuable to you. So make sure you do it. Go and try it. Don't just take my word for it. And go and have a look at some of the things that I put on the site, like how to do the 15-minute crown prep. I've done a video up there, and there's also a PDF file there as well for you. And there's the same that's being done for dentures, and also for the 15-minute endo as well. So you cannot do these things without being highly organised, and in my view, without using 2 nurses. That's a biggie. Make sure you do it. A picture's worth 1,000 words, and people learn differently. Now, some people are graphical learners and some are auditory learners. So for those who are graphical learners and like to view pictures to understand things, a picture's worth 1,000 words. The intraoral camera is one of the very few things we have in dentistry which you can literally pay off within a week. So it doesn't matter what price you pay for it, because you're going to pay it off very quickly. And it'll last for years, and it is and should be part of your integral treatment planning. I do have a special part that will show you how to, series which will show you how to get about 95% case acceptance if you wish to use that. Let me know, email me, and I'll organise something for you. DiagnoDent's another very useful piece of equipment that pays itself off very, very quickly. It's only one of the few items that you can buy that will pay itself off in a few weeks in dentistry. This is one of them. Make sure you look into it, and you'll be able to diagnose and do a lot more work as a result of it. Now here's a real bit of high-tech technology for you. This puts you right out the cutting edge, and people will give you say, wow, it is that good. Now have a look at this. Up here, we've got a rear mounted projector, and we actually shine this over here onto a special screen which you can put onto your window. and you can get a big picture, 3 or 4 or 5 feet. This type of thing is absolutely sensational for when you want to sort of use treatment plans. First of all, the whole lot looks as though it's hovering just out in the middle of nowhere. And because it's so big, graphically, people are much more inclined to want to buy the dentistry that they need. Try it. It costs a little bit to put in, but it is an absolutely sensational way for you to sell your dentistry. Trust me, I've been there and done it. The other thing we also do, and I'll show you in a moment, is we go out and have it shining in the front window of our building. And you put speakers out into the street if you're in a busy area, and you can have a video playing with whatever you want, advertising with, whereas day and night the whole time. Very, very powerful.
Now this is pretty neat too. This is a rear mounted projector and it shines onto a special screen on the front window here. And at night time this is really, really effective. You can get a whole big picture there, 4 or 5 feet big, and it does continual advertising to the passing traffic outside. We have about 5,000 cars a day going past, so always puts us in front of the thing and its movement. But you can imagine this if you're in a really busy thoroughfare and you had some speakers out the front, for instance. It would be highly effective. So think about that. Those screens are put on, stuck onto the glass, a little bit more expensive, but they're a very, very good advertising medium.
Hi, now this is another really neat trick. It costs about $80, $100 to put into your practice. Because nobody else does what I'm going to show you, this is a really invaluable tool. So have a look at this. There's a little camera here, okay? And that little camera we can use on webcam and record things. For instance, let's try something just very simple and easy, and you can do it generically, which you can use on every patient that walks in the door. As soon as they come in, you just send them an email out. So we'll come in here, we'll just push, let's take a recording. Hi, Jamie Harris here. Really, really great to see you this afternoon, and I hope you had a great time with all the staff. They all commented how nice it was to have you aboard. And if there's any questions you want to ask us, feel free to ring us any time, or if you get into any pain after hours or anything like that, need any help, feel free to contact us. We're part of your extended family. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Regards, Jamie. Okay. Now you can play that back, you can email it out, you do a generic one, and you can use it anytime you want it. And because no other dentist does it, it's a real wow factor when the patient gets home that night and somebody opens that up and it's in their inbox. You can also do the same thing if your staff collect their email addresses before they even get here. You can send a really nice one saying, welcome to the practice, looking forward to catching you soon. Regards, Jamie. Bye. Hi, now this is a real simple one. Most dentists have a screen that's about this big and they're trying to sell dentistry off it. Well, have a look at my screen that I use for presentation here. A picture's worth 1,000 words, and if people can see things much bigger and clearer and more graphically, then they're more likely to perceive the problem, identify that they have a problem, and therefore do something about it. Now I've had a friend of mine who went to a 28-inch screen from an 18-inch screen and increased his sales by 40%, just because people can see what you're talking about. So big screen is beautiful. Go for it. This is something which I call our little dental Bible, which we give out to clients. It's just a clear folder, and you can print off a whole treatment plan inside there, breaking it up into different steps, how much each step would cost and things like that. And basically, it gives people a roadmap. They know what has to be done, how much it's going to cost. That's all laid out. You can talk about any little disclaimers, such as implants, they need to do da-di-da in there, and you can put it all on, so it becomes a very strong legal record. You can put x-rays, you can put photos and all that sort of thing in there as well. And you can also, and what we do in our little brochure is we pop in, say, Dental Association brochures. We also pop in different things about our office policy, and we also show them about the taxation side of things and how they can save money using the tax and the fund to get maximum rebates back. You can put in lots of little things like caries free, for instance, little preventative things which then become a passive income for the practice. Just neat little things. I also put in my card so they can contact me even if it's after hours if they're running into any problems. They know that help's always at hand. Just a neat little way. And the really interesting thing is people hang on to this like it's their teddy bear. They just hang on to this and it always stays, even for years later they come back in. And so they may not be ready to buy it for you just now. Down the road they can be. And everyone has their little moment in life and they're ready to go ahead and do something. And that's why these are so valuable and worth many, many thousands to you every year. Now this is a real neat one. When you're in your surgery, make sure you surround yourself with what you believe in. For instance, people really relate to the silver fillings and they really don't like those big, dark, ugly fillings. Or do like the tooth-coloured ones. So make sure your surgery's got plenty of that sort of stuff around it, posters and everything like that. One that I found really helpful is a little CD put out by a doctor who actually became a homeopath of all things, and he puts an alternative view. And it's what I call passive selling. So you just slip one of these little CDs into the treatment folder. I'll show you what they look like in a moment, which is like that. So you just pop one of those in there and say, look, have a listen to this. It's an alternative view to what the Dental Association puts out about amalgams. We take, it's a disclaimer, we have no responsibility for what's said, but you may be interested in just listening to it. It's what I call reverse passive selling. And people go home, they listen to that and they come back and say, well, really, I would like to get rid of my silver fillings. So that's just a neat way of increasing treatment plans. Hi. Sometimes you need to have something a little bit funky just to make yourself stand out from the rest of the crowd. What do you think about these hand chairs? Aren't they neat? They come in about 8 different colours. People just love them. Of course, they also come in the OK chair, which is sort of like that. And of course, over here you've got the hand couch. Anyway, it makes you stand out, and people just love it. Thanks.
What you have in your waiting room is really important. We try to make our office like a home away from home. And patients can drop in any time. And we've made it like an internet cafe. To make it really cool, a little bit funky, we've got some unusual funky hand chairs around. And we have an internet cafe, which is free, and we also have tea and coffee provided. And people can just drop in any time, even if they don't have a dental appointment, they just come in and make themselves at home. So you make it at home, and people really enjoy that.
Hi, this is something that's really cheap, simple and neat and easy to improvise. There's a site at the www.bannershop.com.au. That's bannershop.com.au. Go along and they have things like this, which you can have little banners which are easy transportable, set up anywhere, and you can have them in your surgery or in shopping centres or whatever, and they just really can have a very big graphic impact. Imagine having a series of those with lots of big smiles on, etc, etc. Anyway, check it out at the Banner Shop. Catch you.
External advertising is a really good one. You can have illuminated signs or something just saying pain-free dentistry for most people. It's a highly attractive way of getting people in the door. It also covers yourself legally. This is another really neat little way to get advertising. This is on a road, we have about 5,000 cars a day going past. Just a simple little billboard out the front. Pain-free dentistry, and then the small letters for most people. Highly effective.